This is a test. This is a test.
Test!
Hair, beauty, light. Oh. Just hit myself in the face.
Do you want me to hit you in the face?
No, don't. Good morning. Welcome to Sunday. It's another new week. It's a new week, I was thinking of something beginning with W. New week, a new...
Walk.
No.
I can think of another word.
A new
that
week,
begins
a
with
new
W.
world. A new week, a new world.
Why is it new? It's not a new week.
It is. It's Sunday. Sunday is the beginning of the week.
What, the first day of the week?
For me it is. Because it's the first day of my vlogging week.
Yeah, it's all about you.
Well, of course it is, everybody. I'm Richard.
I'm Paul.
And this show is called...
Sunday Chat! Can we go now?
Bye.
Bye!
It is Sunday morning, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah, it is Sunday morning.
And I'm wearing my new crocheted scarf.
You are, aren't you?
For those of you who haven't seen its voluptuous gorgeousness. It is, isn't it? I love it. It's really lovely and warm. And it's got feel appeal too.
Has it got stretch appeal?
Oh yeah, it can stretch. It's crochet.
Shall I try and stretch it?
No, because you'll turn it into a vegetable bag. It's not.
Is that what you're going to do next? Is that what you're going to do for me? You're going to do a vegetable bag? Because I don't want to use the lovely one we have from Nona.
No, what are you using Nona's bag for?
Shopping. It's
What
going to be a shopping bag. When I'm allowed to do shopping again, I'm going to use it.
So, this week has seen, in news this week...
Your gloves match your thing as well, almost.
Do they?
Yes.
I just hadn't noticed.
Yeah. I'm very impressed with this.
Don't ruin it.
Because you were having a really difficult time with crocheting, weren't you?
I was at the beginning.
He was going, it's not working! It's not working!
I never, ever...
It looks like a shrimp again! And this doesn't look at all like a shrimp.
No, you'll be a shrimp in a minute if you're not careful.
But I'm genuinely impressed.
Well, I can do things. I am quite handy with my hands.
I'm going to do a bamboo cane holder later.
A what?
Bamboo cane holder.
With what?
With some pallets.
A bamboo cane holder? You mean, oh, so a holder for bamboo canes?
Yeah.
So, in news this week, I've cut my hair! Lockdown layers. What do you think? Not bad, huh?
I think it looks marvellous.
Done a few layers. I've got it in a sort of scruffy 80s sort of, I don't know, style today. I'm feeling sort of scruffy and I felt like backcombing it on end today. Like Robert Smith from The Cure.
What do you mean you feel scruffy?
You know, it's got that sort of scruffy
Just
bedhead
spent
look.
an hour getting ready.
No, I honestly haven't.
You honestly have?
I haven't. I literally haven't. I threw some clothes on. I went like that with my hair and it was ready.
Well, what have you done for an hour upstairs?
That wasn't an hour, Paul.
Oh, right, okay.
That wasn't an hour. I think your perception of time has changed.
It has,
since
yeah.
the lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah, this week was the first week where I really had to think about what day it was.
Oh.
I think it might have had something to do with the fact it was Easter last week. And Easter didn't really sort of happen. Well, not for us, not for many people. And I just got confused by what days. And you didn't go... I know you weren't going to work. I mean, you're working from home, so you're not going to work on a Monday.
Yeah.
But the fact you didn't work on Monday...
Yeah.
And I had forgotten it was Easter Monday completely through my whole week. And I've kept on thinking, oh, I must do that on Saturday. And then thinking, hang on, it's Saturday today. Or things like that.
Well, that sense of timelessness is bound to happen when we're living in a world that is very different to how we know it. You know, it's like, if we look back, I mean, we're going to talk about the lockdown. I mean, I know I don't on Planet Vegetaria that much, but, you know, it's something we have to address. But I'm certainly not going to be putting any clickbait titles on the video, you know, but it's something we've got to acknowledge. I mean, if you look at the times that we've lived through, when major events have happened in the world, like, you know,
9/11.
9/11, Princess Di, you know, things like that, when the whole world has felt affected by something, I think there are some sort of side effects of that in everyday routine.
Oh, I think absolutely, definitely. I mean, without a shadow of doubt. And I think those events that we talk about, which are really powerful events, actually they rumble on for a long time, but they were quite concise, weren't they? I mean, when you think about the volcano going off and all the flights,
the ash cloud.
the ash cloud. You know, I was in the south of France at that point at a exhibition that I'd just finished, and it took me a couple of days to get back.
Yeah.
But it felt really odd where this just seems to be. It seems to be odd, but it also seems to be tranquil and really quite blissful. However, we're not seeing the tragedy side of things, which other people are seeing.
Well, we've had a flavour of that because, you know, we've had clients at work that have passed away. But I think also, I mean, the people at the sharp end of it are the people who are working in the hospitals. Obviously, we all know this. We don't need to labour on that. We're very much aware of that.
But it's the time thing that I find really odd. The fact that I've lost that perspective. And I think it also sort of creeps into a bit of the day as well. When I was at the plot the other day, I only went down for a short hour, and I was there about an hour and a half. But I'd lost track of what time it was when I was actually coming back. I didn't know whether I'd been there 3 hours or an hour, if you see what I mean.
So I think there's a mixture of things going on. I mean, there's all this information that we're getting that we kind of can dip into and look at, and statistics and things like that, which can go towards either feeding anxieties or making you feel a little bit more rational about what's going on. You know, I mean, there's so much bullshit out there. You know, we're all aware that it's a really bad situation, but shit happens in the world. And you've got to adjust your perspective, I feel. I'm talking from my own experience. So, for example, we are in our homes that are comfortable and safe. We have food, we have water, we have energy. You know, our needs are catered for in that respect.
You're talking about us.
Us. We're not living in a war-torn country that has no infrastructure, no medical care, and very little social care. You know, that's what I'm talking about when we put things into perspective, you know. And like that meme said, you know, I think I've said this before, you've been asked to stay on your sofa, not go to war. So in our modern, safe society, I think we're bloody lucky.
Yeah, I think there are an awful
Really?
many people are lucky, and there are many people who unfortunately live in challenging families and environments and very small
Oh yeah.
constrained properties.
Yeah.
And if they can't get out, then there's a real danger of their mental health really spinning. I mean,
Yeah.
this is why I can't stand. I'm not a great fan of. Oh God, I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy from The Office. The program The Office, him, the UK The Office. There were a couple of celebrities sort of crying that they felt locked into their homes and they couldn't go anywhere and we can't really cope and blah blah blah, and they got multi-million-pound homes and they feel locked in. Now, I appreciate everybody has their own level of mental ill health, but really, crying about not feeling locked into a 6-bedroom house with 3 acres of land is a bit different to 4 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment block who literally cannot get out. And whenever they do go out for their daily exercise, they've got to go through narrow hallways and down stairwells, and I mean, it's really I found that really quite frustrating this week.
But I think we also have to acknowledge society, Western society, is not equal.
Oh no, absolutely
in
not.
any way, shape or form. There's no equality.
No.
And this highlights that fact. Your life is literally what you have made it, and what your circumstances are in terms of maybe what you've been born into or inherited or just got stuck into. That's it. That's society. That's the way it is.
And a lot of people talk about, well, you have choices. Some people don't have choices. They genuinely do not have choices. They have to go shopping for their 3 kids, because they can't afford the extra delivery charge or something like that, So I think there's quite a lot of smugness around society generally, which isn't good. But hey ho.
We thought we'd discuss and talk about, the things that cross your mind, the things that are going through your head during this time. I mean, the other thing to think about is, if you are feeling depressed about it, there isn't a great value in thinking too deeply about the situation.
Don't go down the rabbit hole.
There is value in taking steps to do something to help. There is great value in that. There is also great value in engaging in something that takes your mind away from the current situation. Taking up some kind of craft, reading a book that you love, engaging in a TV program that you really enjoy. Various things you can do, watching lots of our videos. But there are, and distraction therapy is very valuable. But you need to be engaged in it to prevent the brain from just going crazy and thinking, about all these things. So, get your thoughts out into the open, limit the amount of time that you're spending on those thoughts and engaging with the news around Corona.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Limit that time and then get on and do something else. That's our advice.
Like baking.
Baked goods. No, but what I just wanted to end up by saying was, That's why we feel it's important to acknowledge it, bring the thoughts out into the open, and then move forwards. Yeah, which is what we're going to do.
By baking. So what are you going to be baking?
Well, there's a couple of bananas I've noticed.
Always a couple of bananas.
That are very ripe, that need to be used. I'm thinking about a banana chocolate cake.
We've got some ground almonds.
I'm thinking of concocting something from scratch. I don't know how to do that baking wise.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
But I'm sure if you base the ingredient amounts on similar recipes,
Yes.
whilst taking into consideration moisture,
Yes,
and
because
things like that.
You want your cake to be moist, not dry. So if you had something that says sort of like 100 grams of oil, 2 bananas or 4 bananas, 300 grams of flour, and 400 grams of sugar, but you've only got 2 bananas, how would you adjust that?
With some milk.
You could just divide everything by half.
Oh yeah.
I made what did I do yesterday?
I forgot about the math. If there's maths involved, then I'm afraid that doesn't work for me. I don't automatically go to a mathematical solution.
No, you don't.
I go to a practical solution. Let's just see what happens. But what if I don't want to make half the amount? What if I want a very large, gorgeous, luscious cake to sink my face into? What do you do then?
If you add too much milk, it may just sink.
Well, that mixture that I made for that chocolate cake was very liquid, and that used shed loads of boiling water.
And shed loads of sugar. That's
And-
maybe you could add
And you
bananas
say that
to it.
you say that as though it's a bad thing.
I'd like to make one of those Japanese wobbly cakes. Have you ever seen those?
Oh God, no! The one that's gelatinous.
No, not gelatinous. No, it's a sponge. It's a sponge, but it's so light that it wobbles.
I don't want any kind of cake that wobbles. It's disgusting. It looks like some kind of sea anemone.
Anemone. Yeah, I think they're called jiggly cakes as well.
I don't want a cake that looks like some kind of breast.
No, it doesn't look like a breast.
I'm not
No.
eating a breast.
No.
It's not going to happen.
Oh dear, that's raised so many different images in my head. No, have you not seen them? They make them in
Paul,
big cakes.
I
They're
don't.
sponge cakes, and they're really quite deep. And they
You've
jiggle.
said this 3 times
But
now.
they're amazing.
I'm going to directly vomit on you shortly. So let's get to the list.
I don't think I'm making a jiggly cake. No.
So, my word of the week, funnily enough, is mysophobia.
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 Well, that's obviously a fear of mice, but it's so not.
No, it's
Is it
M-Y.
M-Y.
M-Y-S-O-phobia. Mysophobia.
Mysophobia. Oh, well, it's obviously a fear of something, because phobias
Phobia.
generally are a fear
Oh, well
of something.
done for that, Paul.
So
Top
I've got
marks.
that end bit. Myso. Is it a fear of tiny things?
Why would it be a fear of tiny
Well, I'm
things?
just saying sometimes, M-Y, is sometimes small, isn't it?
it?
Mycorrhizal fungi and things like that are things that thread through and things.
It might be.
Is it a fear of cotton?
What?
Well, you said it might be. I thought it might be threads. Is it a fear of walking into a spider's web? Yes.
Nope.
Oh. You sure? Can we change it? I think that's quite a good one. I don't know.
It's a fear of dirt, an irrational fear of dirt or contamination.
Well, I don't have that.
Oh, nobody bloody said you did have it. It's not all about you, you know.
I don't think Vivi's got that. Did you see her fingernails yesterday?
It's an irrational fear of dirt and contamination.
Yeah, we got that. Yeah.
Yes.
She was doing her potato planting yesterday and had grubby nails. How are your nails?
My nails are always clean.
Look, mine. Look.
Have you cut them recently?
I chewed them.
That in itself gives me a fear of gives me mysophobia.
Oh dear, that's a good one though. I would never have guessed that.
Right, we're moving on now. So,
Moving on.
I'd like to give a shite-height to Brandy and her mum, Jimmy. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Jimmy. Just thought I'd give you a little shout out there. Hope you're okay.
Is it their birthday?
No.
Oh.
But it
We
is
should have done that
your
little
mum's
dance.
birthday.
It's Mum's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Mary.
88. Mum is 88. And obviously we can't be with Mum. So we were flying on Thursday and coming back in a few days' time. And we're obviously not there.
No.
But I was looking back. I posted on Planet Vegetaria earlier a photo of Mum tending to a heather on her patio garden at home a year ago. Because Mum was in hospital a year ago. Do you remember that? And when we went back, Mum came home for a few days and stayed with us, and then we took her back to hospital when we were flying back, the day that we were flying back.
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh.
So the sort of photo that I posted on Planet Vegetarian was the sort of day release from hospital for Mum, or a few days release it was. But that was her 87th birthday. It seems Mum's operation seems so long ago. It was a year. It was on St Valentine's Day last year, 2019, and that just seems so long ago. It really does. But Mum has decided she is going out for a little walk again, because in Guernsey there's quite a lockdown.
She's defying the lockdown.
Yeah, but not going out, but just sort of going around the front of her place and having a walk, because she felt that she was seizing up, and of course that is the worst possible thing that can happen, especially after she's gone through all the rehabilitation that she has gone through to get to where she was. And she felt that she was moving back, so has now sort of started walking out, and was so pleased that she did.
Well, it's not as though she's bumping into people.
Oh no, not at all.
So,
No.
you know.
No.
Yeah, good for her. You know, I mean, we say she's defying the lockdown, you know, before anybody says anything. She's literally walking around the car park behind her apartment.
Yeah, of the private block of apartments.
It's not on a public footpath.
No.
And, you know, all the residents are older, and I would have thought they'd avoid each other.
Oh, I think they do. Yeah. Well, no, they definitely do.
Yeah.
Mum did say that she saw, I think it was Jean, and they waved at each other, but they didn't sort of go and chat to each other that they normally do. So yeah, we will have to celebrate and open the bottle of champagne that is in the cupboard next time we are allowed to go and see Mum, which we obviously have no idea when that will be.
No, we don't.
Nobody. And that is so frustrating, I find now, with news, don't you? when people get asked, but when is this going to end? It's
Well,
sort of like,
okay, so let's try and move on from the coronavirus. But yes, what frustrates me is the journalists at the Prime Minister's questions. And now to blah 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 from Sky News. So, the question I've got to ask is, when will the plans for the lockdown, ending the lockdown start? And when will the lockdown finish? And when will people be able to start going about their normal life? I mean, please, give me a bloody break. Frankly, and let's finish it here, the lockdown can go on as long as it wants to, as far as I'm concerned, because it needs to. This thing needs to run itself out properly before people start rushing back into society and doing all the stupid things they normally do.
yeah.
And let's finish it there, Paul. Next. So, Paul wants me to cut his hair.
Yeah. It's got too long.
It's actually looking quite nice today because I don't know what's happened to it, but I think you didn't mess it about too much. You left it when you washed it. It's when you, with curly hair, if you play with it too much, it becomes straggly. You see, you played with it here, but at the back it's lovely curls. So I don't know, I think you just need a trim.
I thought we were going to cut it all off.
You don't want it all cut off, do you?
Well,
Do you? Do you? You need to make your mind up.
I don't know.
Exactly.
The thing that I do find difficult is when I'm doing something in the garden, I sort of sometimes get a mouthful of...
Well, then you need to learn to tie it back if you want to keep it long.
I think a bit shorter.
This is the problem with Paul because, you know, if you go to a hairdresser, oh, hi, morning. So what are you looking for today? Oh, I don't know. The hairdresser doesn't know. You know? You need to be able to say, well, I'd like it layered, I'd like to take a couple of inches off, thin out the back, you know, long fringe, da-da-da-da-da. Give them, they need an idea. You've got no idea of what you want. Oh, I don't know. You
I'd
don't
like
know,
to look
sir.
like Brad Pitt, please.
Well, I'm sorry, that's impossible. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think my Iranian hairdresser speaks like that.
Paul, you haven't been to a hairdresser for God knows how long. What are you talking
haven't.
about? This is a year's worth of growth.
No, I think I went in January. No,
For
December.
what?
I had a trim in December.
Not much of a trim.
No, it wasn't much of a trim.
Exactly.
No.
So do you think I should cut Paul's hair?
Yes, you definitely should cut it. It's how you should cut it.
Should we film it?
We could just shave it all off.
No, I don't think that would work with your shaped head. Let's move on, shall we?
When are we going to do it?
We're moving on now. We're not
Later
going
in
to
the week.
labour this point, really. What have we been watching on TV? Some god-awful film the other day that you put on. What was that?
What was that?
Oh no, we talked about that last week. That was last week, wasn't it?
I can't remember.
So we've been continuing with RuPaul.
Yeah, so we watch the next episode.
Same old, entertaining, blah blah blah.
Yeah, lovely.
But we've started, and this is good news, we've started watching the new series of Bosch
Bosch!
on Amazon
Harry
Prime.
Bosch. Love it.
If you've not seen Bosch, it's a procedural police drama.
It's Michael Connolly, isn't it? Who wrote it?
But it's good because it is understated.
Yeah, it's not bang, 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 bang.
It's understated with very solid storylines, very solid characters.
And great acting.
Well-formed characters, great acting, but it is an understated drama So it's kind of quite calm in a way, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a calm watch. It's not a thriller. It's how is he going to work out, how to solve this?
Yeah.
And it sort of unfolds bit by bit. You don't get too much background information on the baddies. You see glimpses of their lives, don't you? So you get a feeling of what they're planning, but you're not too sure, and it just unfolds. So
but it does raise the heart rate a bit. You say it's not thrilling. There are moments where you're sort of like...
It's thrilling in a quiet way.
Yeah.
It doesn't raise my heart rate.
Have another one that we like, that we've got all recorded, is Jessie Stone.
Oh, Jessie Stone, yeah, that's another one that's quiet and understated.
Tom Selleck.
That's a really, if you come across Jessie Stone and you like sort of moody, dark police drama, that's a really good one. And also the thing about Bosch is the music's understated.
Oh,
the theme tune's really good. The music in Jessie Stone was very good as well.
Absolutely.
The theme tune was good. It really sets the mood.
I don't know if you're like us, but very often if you're watching 2 episodes back to back, then when it comes to watching the second episode, you skip through the intro. Where we don't with Bosch, because it's so good. The visuals and the music for the intro are just so good. And I mean, they try it on other things, don't they? I mean, like The Pale Horse, which we haven't watched the second episode of The Pale Horse yet.
Wasn't that BBC?
That was BBC.
You see, the BBC, they try to get moody intros with great music. They always fail.
Yeah.
The Americans do it so much better.
Orphan Black.
Because Orphan Black, that was another. Well, that was Canadian,
amazing
wasn't
intro.
it? That was Canadian.
Canadian-British, wasn't it? Orphan Black.
Well, it was part BBC, wasn't it? But I think it was produced in the main by a Canadian production company.
Yeah.
I don't know why the BBC fail. I think the American companies have a lot more people involved very often, don't they?
Yeah.
So there's a lot more collaboration. I think traditionally with the BBC, there are quite a few high up bosses who have the final say.
Yeah.
But I think, and a lot of the time, I don't think people are trusted either.
No.
And I think very often it appears to me, I might be completely wrong because I don't know the business, but it seems to me that the creative talent in the States there's a larger pool.
I think there's a larger pool, but they take sort of more risks as well.
Yeah, I think that's right. So yeah, great show, great series. I mean, what season are we on now?
6.
All the seasons have been brilliant. So if you like that kind of thing, really recommend that. Bosch.
And it will end after the 7th season. So the season's just come out. Season 6 has just come out now on Amazon Prime, and season 7 will be most probably next year at the same time, and then it finishes. And I think it's really great that they've been given an opportunity to finish it as they may want to, because very often a series will just be cut. Right, that's it. Didn't get good viewing figures, we're not going to do another one. Where with this, they've got season 7 to round things off. And in fact, that happened with Elementary, didn't it? Elementary, which was one of our favourite shows, they cancelled it at the mid-season, so effectively it ran the whole of the last season, but they cancelled it mid-season. So it just sort of had a finale, if you see what I mean, of a season finale. And then there was so much furore on the internet that from fans that they cut it. They did another 6 episodes or something as the final season. So I think they were normally doing about 20 episodes and they did fewer in another season to wrap it all up.
But it was still left open, wasn't it?
It was still left
It
open.
could continue. I hope it does one day.
It was really, really good with Lucy Liu.
Lucy
Yeah.
Liu, I love. Fashion icon.
Yeah.
And of course,
What's his name?
oh God, what's his name? Tommy.
Yeah, him.
God, what's his name?
Can't think of his name.
Oh no, that's going to bother me. Where's my phone? I've got to Google it. What's his name?
Not Parker Bowles. That's the other one.
Oh God.
Lee Jones.
Tommy
No.
Lee Jones?
No.
It's not. I don't want...
Can't remember. Anyway, he was in Trainspotting.
What's his name?
Both episodes of Trainspotting.
Give me Google. Give me Google.
But it was a great series that we really enjoyed. In fact, there was a time where I think all the series that we like tend to come to an end. I mean, obviously many seasons do come to an end. But we seem to really get into something and then it gets cut. So the OA is another one.
Oh, the OA.
We adore the
Not
OA.
Tommy. Johnny Lee Miller.
Johnny Lee Miller. The OA did the second series and then it was cut.
Oh, such a shame. Such a shame.
So
such
brilliant.
a fantastic show. Anyway.
I'm sure there are a few other shows. Somebody said to me that Devs, which I'm not sure if it's on BBC or ITV, I'm not sure, but we're recording that to watch that. But there are so many. We tend to like things that are a bit more quirky. I mean, we don't like the mass consumerism programs. Britain's Got Talent. You know, things like that. We just shy away from. It's quite interesting because we used to watch. What was that one? X Factor.
When it first
years
came
ago.
out, it was a novelty. We were a lot younger.
Yeah.
And we were still into sort of music.
But it just became same old, really.
Yeah.
And really, I think in the last 10 or 15 years, we've shied away from things which are
We don't
well
just
watched by
watch.
others.
We don't watch things that are just simply fed to us.
No.
We are
No.
quite discerning in our appetite.
Yeah,
for
like
TV.
Murder, She Wrote. Yeah.
No, those things are comfort. That's comfort television.
It is comfort television.
But if we're going to start something new, it's got to appeal straight away. And I must admit, most BBC things we never even bother.
Well, it's like, I'm not sure we will watch the second episode of The Pale Horse because
It didn't do much for us, did it? Really? No.
It's a shame because when the BBC started adapting some of the Agatha Christie's, they were so bang on and so fresh and vibrant, and then seemed to have, I don't know.
Yeah, the ITV ones were better. weren't
Yeah.
they? Much
Yeah.
better.
I mean, it's like Murder on the Orient Express. I mean,
Yeah, anyway, we're going to move on from that now.
yeah, that
Just
was last
repeating
week.
old
Yeah.
ground. So, that's it. I think that's it for this week.
Is it?
Yeah, I
Oh.
think so.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to look at making a cake.
Oh.
Yes, I am.
Are you going to take photos of your
Probably,
process?
and I'll probably be putting on Planet Vegetaria. That's a Facebook group by Richard and Paul. Richard and Paul since 2017. That's contractual.
I made a sun-dried tomato and yeast flakes cheese.
You told me it was cheese and there was no cheese in it.
No, I said it was cheesy. I didn't say it was cheese.
No.
It was good. I think it would be good toasted today. I thought we might have scrambled eggs with that today.
Yeah, good idea. Have we got eggs?
Yeah, we got eggs. So I thought we'd have scrambled eggs with the soda bread I made yesterday. It needs. I'll give it another go, and then hopefully that will be a little bit better because we want, if we're putting something out, we want to make sure that it's
The
going
recipe
to work.
works.
So so we'll be doing that.
Good.
And you're going to be using 2 bananas.
Well, if we've got eggs, I can use a couple of eggs as well.
You can use a couple of eggs.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. That.
Unless I want to make it eggless.
Yes. I saw a sponge that could be cooked in a pressure cooker this morning.
Yeah, you've already talked about making cakes in the pressure cooker. I think that's a step too far.
But you don't use the pressure.
Yeah, no, you don't need to do that. We've got an oven that bakes cakes perfectly fine. Don't start making sweet things in the pressure cooker. Once you start, it's a slippery slope.
Apparently you can make those mug cakes in the microwave. Chocolate mug cakes. Anyway.
And I noticed you've bought custard tarts.
Yeah, I did.
I think a custard tart with a coffee this morning would be rather nice.
I could not resist. We had a delivery, and usually when you sort of check out of the supermarket shopping online type of thing, it gives you other options, and I normally just go, why would I want that? Why would I want that? Why would I? And just click all through, and then it just came up, custard tarts. It's like, oh, I think that's an essential item.
Lovely. So let's say goodbye now, Paul, before you keep on going on and on and on. And what you might have noticed is this video has been shot in a slightly lower quality. That's so uploads can be speedier. So we're probably in softer focus.
Are we?
If I look more glamorous than I normally do, that's why.
Oh, do I look more glamorous as well?
I don't think it works on you, Paul.
It's a cut off. It can only cope with so much.
So thank you, bloody thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. And we will see you, I'll see you in the week for more mini vlogs on Planet Vegetaria every day. Oh, aren't you lucky?
Every day.
And we'll see you in the week, no doubt, for other fun and frolics with Richard and Paul.
I thought you were going to say the whole thing then.
Thank you, bloody thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye for now. Toodle pip. Au revoir.